Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Let me introduce my group. My name is Fadiah Elbas and my partner Alifviya Indriyani and Syifa. Today we are going to present our material about language and culture. Let's begin. In Ramadan 1984, a language is a system of arbitrary vocal symbols that permit all people in a given culture or other people who have learned the system of that culture to communicate or to interact. According to Word Hawk, a language is a system of arbitrary vocal symbols used for human communication. And last, according to Francis in Ramadan 1984, a language is arbitrary system of articulated sounds made use of by a group of humans as a means of carrying on the affairs of their society. Based on the definition of language, we can say a language a means of communication, but if the definition of a language is used in the study of language, we must involve the other means of communication that are not categorized as a language. If we regard a language as consisting of sounds, the fact shows that the other means of communication may use sounds as its medium. In short, a means of communication known as a language must have some characteristics that do not belong to the other means of communication. As have been known, animals also have ability to communicate by using noises, like sound produced by mouth, or by using other means, but they can only cover their biological needs. A certain animal has some way to give warning to the other members of the same species of danger, or inform availability of food, or threaten others for protecting their territory. The most essential feature to differentiate human language from the means or modes of animal communication is in the productivity and creativity of language. Productivity refers to the limit's ability to use language to say new things. Creativity refers to the aspect of language that enables a user to use a language in new ways or enables him to create new linguistic forms.
Well guys, here I'm gonna explain about culture. What do you think about culture, and do you know culture? From statement Granti state that culture is said to be something learned in a human community, then transmitted and inherited by one to the next generation via human activities, frequently in the direct interaction, and all of those are conducted using a language as means of communication. From Stephen Durante 1997-24. Well guys, the next material is these are perspectives, practices, and products. Number 1, firstly, cultural perspectives refer to beliefs, ideas, meanings, values, and attitudes control and influence that society's cultural practices and product. They represent the word cultural view. They also refer to what are true, felt, and valued by the members of a given cultures. Number 2 is, secondly, cultural practices refer to pattern of social interactions, behaviors. Cultural practices will involve the use of cultural products. The cultural practices will represent the knowledge of what is done, when it is done, and where it is done, and how people conduct an interaction within a given culture. The last, thirdly, cultural products refer to the human's creation of a certain culture. Well guys, that's all about material culture, and will be the next explain from Sister Alifviya. Time is yours.
Okay guys, in here I will explain about why is language and culture important. Why? So guys, because language is one of the most important part of any culture. It is the way by which people communicate with another, build relationship and create a sense of community. There are around 6,500 spoken language in the world today, and each is unique in a number of ways. Communication is a core component of any society, and language is an important aspect of that. As a language began to develop, different cultures together collective understandings through sound. Over time, this sound and their implied meanings become commonplace, and language was formed. Intercultural communication is a symbolic process whereby social reality is a construct maintained, refined, and transformed as people with a different culture backgrounds interact. One of the most difficult barriers they face is that of language. Furthermore, there are some relationships of language and culture. One on this relationship is that social structure aspect of culture may about influencer and that determinant linguistic structure aspect of language. This can be elaborated more based and on the grading phenomenon. For instance, young children may speak in different ways from older children, and also children in general speak in different ways from adult.
That's all from our group. Thank you for your nice attention, and wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi